When looking at this first philosophic principle, during my seminars, I would ask people a somewhat strange question. I would ask them, "Tell me, which one of you has a body?" And they would always agree and raise their hands. Hello. What did you think of the org board chapter, by the way? Did you like it? You know, when I first learned this data, life became considerably better. Exactly. We decided to show off a bit, and the two of us are going to demonstrate all this philosophy to you. Well, all right. So the body is a simple matter. It's this thing, and it's completely real to all of us. Of course, because we say, my hand, my leg, my body. So obviously, we have one. Exactly. But it's also a known fact that people have a mind, isn't it? Now, I have another question for you. What is this thing, the mind? Different people give different answers. Some people will say it's the brain, although the brain is also the body, or rather a part of the body. Some people say it's the ability to think. Some will say it's your intellect, etc. The mind is a consecutive record of mental pictures which contain all the person's perceptions, considerations, starting from the moment of birth and up until present time. Basically, the mind is some kind of archive of all of our experiences. It contains everything that has ever happened to us. Everything that we've ever perceived is in the mind, and from these experiences we make our decisions in present time. By the way, tell me, Vlad, do you know what an orange smells like? Of course I do. How does he know that? And what happened exactly when the question was asked? Look, we get an instant information input. Of course, this happens very quickly, instantaneously. The information comes up from the mind and from former experience into consideration. Wow. Vlad, tell me what bloogie-wumps sounds like. I'm sorry, what? Bloogie-wumps. There is no such data in the archives. By the way, bloogie-wumps is a made-up word. I haven't got the slightest idea what they are, or much less what they sound like. Alright. We'll assume that we figured out this idea of the body and the idea of the mind. Now I want to focus your attention on this. Vlad, can you take a look at, I don't know, a cat, for example? For sure. Good. By the way, can you also do this together with us? What kind of cat did you get? We got an orange one. Great. Now tell me, Vlad, can you place this picture to the right of you? Yes. Good. What about above you? No problem. Thanks. Now tell me, you're not looking at this picture with your eyes and not with your body, right? Right. Did you get the same thing? Continue to look at the picture. Now, here's the key question. Who's looking at the picture of the cat? Huh? What's the answer? The answer is going to be, I am. And that's the right answer. Look, I is not the body, and it's not the mind. Then what is it? That is the person, him or herself, or you. Or if you want, a spiritual being of sorts. Ron Hubbard gave this a very interesting term: a Thetan. The person himself, not his body or his name, the physical universe, his mind, or anything else. That which is aware of being aware, the identity which is the individual. That came about from the Greek letter theta. And it looks like this. And the Greeks sort of used it to symbolize concepts like thought or spirit. And if you add the N at the end, then it becomes a noun. And so we get the three parts of man. They are: the Thetan is the in charge, and you have a mind and body. Not very hard, is it? Absolutely not. Okay, why am I telling you all of this? And what does this have to do with business? I'll tell you this much. This principle applies to a single person, but it also applies to a group, to a company, and hence a business. Let's look at it like this. Some business owner thought up his company at one time, and he's that very Thetan. Any company has its own experience, its own know-how, its own technology. The company's executives that have all this knowledge and all of that experience in itself, all of this is called the mind. And the org board, which you already know a lot about, it's basically the company's body, where all the necessary physical activities of production are actually carried out. Production of what? You know that too, of course. Production of a product. And so we have this, a very important principle to understand for any organization, which is the Thetan, mind, body, product principle. I'll explain a bit more how this works. The activity of any department of a company is built on this principle. Of a department, a division, etc., where the executive of a division, for example, he's the Thetan. All of the know-how of this division and the department heads, well, that's the mind. All of the organizational structure of this division, well, that's actually the body. And then the thing that this division produces, that VFP you know of, that's the product. Interesting, isn't it? What's another way that we could demonstrate this? Let's switch over again from a company to an individual. Let's do this. You get the idea that you're going to decide to create or make something. But what, for example? Oh, I don't know, something. Oh, okay, I'll think of something. Hey, let's make a paper aeroplane. I think I even have some paper. Yep. So should I make one? Excellent. Go for it. You see? A person will first always get some idea, some decision to create or make something. Then, if it's not bluggy-wumps, and the mind has experience from the past, and then, please notice, by using the body, we create the original idea. And of course, we need to have the product as a conclusion to all of this. Here it is. There you go. Remember, I told you that we would see each other in the next chapter of the practicum? So there you are. I think that was not a bad idea I had then. Okay, you can go now. And you guys listen to him. He'll tell you the truth. And actually, the org board is intense. Oh. I mean, not the org board, of course, but the admin scale. It's just a cool chapter. Alright. So we looked at the first philosophical principle. Now let's move on.